All right, guys. Good morning. How we doing? So, yeah, Baba got smacked. I saw that. Yeah, Nvidia did well. Baba got smacked. It's crazy. It's crazy to see Baba continue to get killed the way it has been. Baba's just been getting wrecked. So let me pull that up actually. But how's everyone doing this morning? Looking like a pretty good morning here, I would say. Nasdaq's been holding just perfect levels over and over again. Every single day we're continuing to get really nice holds. Every day we're continuing to see some nice higher highs, higher lows, and some important support holds. So I'm still very bullish on this market. I don't see why you wouldn't be. I know everyone wants to make up reasons in their head for why the market should tank, but as of right now, the technicals just don't show that. Everything looks really strong. Companies are reporting great earnings. Yeah, Roku's donezo. That stock's gone. And we have to just trust the technicals until it proves otherwise. So right now, guys, I'm still very bullish on this market. I'm traditionally bullish on this market, but how could you not be when the market goes up almost 9 times out of 10? So, yeah, I think we're probably going to hit all-time highs today. That's my opinion. We're about 40 points off, I believe. Yeah, I'm feeling much better today, thank God. So we're back to business as usual. Yeah, we're about 50 points off all-time highs, so I would assume we probably at least try to see it. Maybe we reject off of it. But, yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. So it's a good day to be bullish, as always, it seems like. And sometimes I love these days because it's just nice to see, some of the technicals hold up, man. It's just really pretty to see when you find some of these levels and they hold up and it ends up working out. It just gives you a lot of confidence in your trading, and gives you a lot of confidence in being able to find opportunities. So let's go ahead and get started today. I don't want to be here all day, so let's go ahead and try to get through this. Hopefully be out of here before 9. So futures, as always, guys, Nasdaq, S&P, Dow. We'll look at it all, and we'll get the Russell as well. Earnings calendar, not much to report on the earnings calendar this morning. You have Baba this morning, which we can take a look at. After hours today, I'll just go ahead and pull it up real quick for anyone that is not remembering of it. Nvidia was last night, so we'll take a look at Nvidia, of course, and the rest of the chip stocks. Alibaba, Macy's, JD this morning, Kohl's. Not really interested in any of those. We're just going to look at Baba. After hours today, nothing, and then Friday, nothing. So we're pretty much done with the big earnings this week, and maybe we'll see the market be able to move after that uncertainty is gone, right? So uncertainty is most likely gone. Maybe we can get a move today. It sure is looking like we're going to. I'll say that. But as we know, guys, pre-market doesn't always give us what actually is going to happen market open. So sometimes a big pre-market move up is actually pretty bad for the market. You sort of fill that move during market open. You pull back, you fill the move pre-market, and then you can reload. But we'll see what happens. Earnings calendar, not much else to really talk about. We'll talk about the ones that reported today, of course. Chip stocks, we'll look at all of them. Qualcomm, AMD, Nvidia, all look just unbelievably good. You can't go wrong with these on a daily basis. So we'll look at those three. Baba downside. Baba got pretty beat up to the downside, so we'll look at Baba. Just has not been able to get any type of momentum this play. Facebook, really big stall on Facebook. I'm still in it. I'm still very bullish on it, but the thing just continues to stall under this 345, so we'll talk about that. Netflix tapped 700 yesterday. I don't think this is done. I think Netflix can definitely find some more upside, and I'll show you why on the chart. Boeing back above 230 today. Nice little move higher. Moved up above 230 again on the chart. So Boeing actually is another one that's interesting. Now that it's actually trying to hold this 230, the level that I wanted to see it hold above. It's actually being able to hold it pretty nicely. So I want to show you guys that. Spotify, I know I don't talk about Spotify much, but I was looking through some charts, and Spotify actually looks pretty interesting back down to this 260 level, which we're sort of coming to. We're not there yet, but I want to show you guys this Spotify chart. Shopify, some really nice support on Shopify. It's been, you guys know it's had a big move, but it's coming down to this little support area. So I want to show you guys that today on Shop. Looks like it's actually a pretty decent support area that it could hold. And then finally, Apple. You guys saw Apple yesterday, an awesome move. I forgot to add Roblox in this, so I'll add Roblox. That is my mistake. I forgot to add it into the schedule. So we'll definitely talk about Roblox as well. Let me go ahead and add that to the Google Docs. But Apple, you guys saw Apple did really well yesterday. Apple finally waking up a little bit, and I love to see that because I'm just a long-term investor in Apple. I just continue to buy shares of Apple. So any upside on Apple, I'm happy to see, and it looks like a nice little upside on it yesterday. So that's our schedule, and then after we'll go through the stocks that you guys want to look at. If you're a member of this channel, go to the Google Docs. It's in the Communities tab right here. If you're a member of this channel, you can go to this Google. You can go to my Community tab, which will be linked in the chat, and you can go and put in a ticker that you want to see. You will only see the Google Docs link if you are a member of the channel. So just letting you know that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. Let's go ahead and start with the Nasdaq. If you guys could, before we do, if you guys are feeling generous this morning, if you guys would like to like the video, that would be fantastic. All right, Nasdaq. Here we go. NQ, daily chart. Daily chart, it's not really much for me to tell you besides a nice little V-shaped recovery, right? Just beautiful. Pullback, push higher, nice little recovery here. Didn't quite come back to any levels that, would make you think that we're bouncing like this level. If we ever see this level come in, 15.7, which we might not for a while now, that would be a great level, 15.7. I'd love to see that level test eventually. I'm not sure when, but if we ever get a 15.7 test, I will be a very large buyer here at this level if we start to see something like this, right? So if we ever get this 15.7 pullback, this will be a fantastic buying opportunity in my opinion. But I don't think we're going to see that here anytime soon. So if we go to the hourly chart, we can see the time frame that we were watching this on, the uptrend that we have been watching, right? We've been watching the uptrend since 10:08. This is back here, 10:18, 10:18 uptrend that was holding on the market. That's right here, guys. This is the uptrend that I was talking to you about in my video. This was the uptrend that we had some people laugh at me for in the comments of that video. And this is the uptrend that now makes them very sad because they're bearish. And it held, and now we're about to push into new highs on the Nasdaq. So very nice uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 touches of this uptrend. That is definitely a valid trend. It held it beautifully. Nasdaq continues to push higher. I love this. Even if we do pull back from this point, I think we continue to bounce off this trend. Until I see this trend break down, I am definitely staying very bullish here on the market, for sure. So I like this trend. I like how we held it. And not only that trend, we'll even break this down closer. It's more than just the trend line. I'll go ahead and break this down here a little bit shorter term. You guys can see we held this previous low beautifully. This was a beautiful hold. When I saw this, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted this yesterday on Instagram. So you can see the level I was talking about right there, guys. An absolutely gorgeous previous resistance, or it was support. It will turn into resistance, right? See how it turned into resistance here? Right there, resistance. So previous support, turning into resistance, and turning back into support. That is very bullish, guys. There's nothing bearish about this screen. This is an extremely bullish chart formation. The fact that we turned this back into support is very bullish. You cannot ignore that fact. So I know sometimes I may sound delusionally bullish, but when I see things like this, how could you not be? That is a very important previous resistance turning back into support like it did back here in early November. I think you continue to move higher here until the Nasdaq falls below 16,280. If the Nasdaq falls back below 280, then maybe you get some downside. But as of right now, guys, there's just nothing here on the market to be bearish unless you try to find some, small little downside plays. This market seems to be very, very strong. Uptrends in, previous resistance turning into support. Everything looks great. Earnings were good on Nvidia. I would assume we see upside today. Now, of course, you could see some pullbacks, right? You could definitely see maybe a little pullback here, just a little intraday pullback, morning panic. These morning panics happen all the time. The ones that do not panic during the morning panics are usually the ones that make money. So if you guys are part of the Discord chat, we definitely do not react to morning panics. Morning panics are just ways to scare people out of positions. It happens all the time, and the market ends up recovering intraday. So if we get the morning panic, I would definitely be looking for the intraday push, the later day push, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m. Eastern time. That's usually when you start to see this thing push back higher. So, maybe we get the morning panic this morning after a nice pre-market. If we do, I will definitely be looking for where the market holds up and starts to push back higher. So, I love it. I love everything about this, guys. I'm very positive on this market. Of course, anything can happen, but right now the technicals, I have to trust them, and they look really good. So, that's the Nasdaq. Here's the ES. This was the uptrend we were talking about on the ES, right? So that uptrend has held. We've been a little deviated from the uptrend over the last few days. The last 3 or 4 days, we haven't really touched that trend. We've been starting to push higher. We do have some pretty nasty resistance here at all-time high. Broad Delta, this is basically supply and demand. It's pretty much the exact same thing, right? People, I think, supply and demand, support and resistance, pretty much the same, right? So this was a supply zone on the Nasdaq right here. There's a green area that was supply because you have a lot of sellers probably stacked up in this area, and that supply turned into demand here. So now you have a demand zone at this 16,280. So ES has supply or resistance here at all-time highs. You can clearly see that this red area that I have on my chart. So 1, 2, pretty nice little demand or a resistance area here at all-time highs. So I would expect this S&P to find resistance at this level, but maybe on a strong market we get to push through. If we push through, if we turn it back into support, this is probably the most bullish thing that you could see, right? If you see something like this where we push through, pull back, hold resistance as support, push back higher, that would be very, very nice. So if we get something like that, you have to be bullish here. You can be a little bit careful because there is a little bit of resistance here. So I would be a little bit cautious playing into this level, 47.10 on the S&P, probably a little bit of resistance. But I would say as long as the S&P, holds up this, I would like to see the uptrend hold. That would be very bullish, right? I would love to see the uptrend hold, something like this, right? But even if we don't hold that uptrend and we actually pull back to this, so you guys see the uptrend, right? So that's your uptrend. That's where I think it should hold. If it does not hold the uptrend, if we do get a little bit deeper of a pullback, I would at least want it to see it hold this 46.70, right? Because you could still consolidate off this 46.70. So there's the uptrend, and then there's the horizontal support here at 46.70. Those are two support levels that I'd want to see hold. Either way, I think the S&P is bullish here, and you have to continue to be bullish. Just watch out for that high of all-time high there at 47.10. Dow Jones. Dow Jones a little bit less bullish, I would say. A little bit more of a consolidation right now. You guys can see I would just be looking at these lows here, 35,823, 35,823. That would be my level. As long as the Dow holds there, I say you probably can continue to consolidate here. And then you have this resistance. You have this resistance probably right here at these highs, right? 36,238. So you have this little range right now on the Dow. It looks a little bit weaker than the rest. But this looks to be the range that you are trading in right now. So if you are bullish, you do not want to see a break below this level on the Dow, this 35,823, and you want to see this break above here. Now this is a pretty decent move. This is about 350 points on the Dow. So do we see that today? Probably not. but you can definitely see a little bit of rotation into tech, right? Tech looks a little bit better here right now. Tech's definitely looking on a little bit more of a bullish uptrend than the Dow, so I would be long. I would still be very bullish on tech, guys. It looks to be the right play to be in here. So that's those three. Let's go quickly to the RTY. The Russell did break down this pretty key level to 2390. I'll go to the IWM to make it a little bit more clear. You guys can see we talked about this level yesterday, and look what it did. It broke down. So small caps are losing a little bit of steam. To be expected, right? That was a big move on small caps. In my opinion now, guys, we're probably coming back down to these levels here. We're either coming back down to this 234.50 or 233.50. If I go to the hourly chart, that's pretty close. That's pretty close to where we are. Now, why do I say those levels? I say that because if you go to the daily chart, those are those previous highs here. You guys can see right there. Let me zoom out. So you have your previous high here, and then you have your previous high over here. I would assume you probably pull back to those levels. If you hold those levels, that could be very bullish. So we'll see. Do we pull back to those levels and hold? That would be great. You have pretty much some nice support here at 234.50 and 233.50. So that's the Russell. The small caps are losing a little bit of steam, to be expected after the nice move. All right, guys. So to wrap up the Nasdaq, the Dow, or the wrap up the futures, I think rotation into tech today. I think tech should be strong. Nvidia is just a killer of a stock. I don't see why tech doesn't continue to find strength. My biggest argument for why the market continues going higher, just really, macro level, is that there's nowhere else to put your money, guys. That's my main argument for why I think the market continues to ride higher. There's nowhere else to put your money right now. You can't put it in high yield savings accounts. You can't put it in bonds. You can't put it in into like CDs, certificate of deposits. Some people probably don't want to put it in houses because the market's pretty high. So where else are you going to put money? Where are portfolio analysts and portfolio advisors? Where are they putting money for their rich clients, right? I have a buddy who does it for his clients. He works at a bank. I'm not going to say which bank, but he works for it. And I talked to him. This is public information. I just talked to him about the market, right? I'm like, what are you guys looking at? How do you guys feel in the market? And what they say is like, we don't know where else to put our clients' money besides the market right now. Like, if our clients want to be conservative, what we say is, would you just want to return like 0.5% in a certificate of deposit or like a fixed rate savings account, or would you rather try to get like a few percentage in the market? So that's my argument. I think continues to be my argument for why the market continues to move higher here, guys. There's just nowhere else to put liquid money. If you want to stay liquid, there's just nowhere else to put money right now. The only other place I could think of is real estate. That probably gets you a pretty good return. And honestly, cars. Cars have been exotic cars have been surprisingly one of the better investments here in the last year and a half, which is crazy to think. I would never have thought that. But exotic cars, I'm around a lot of them. I try to put... I don't have an exotic car myself, but I try to surround myself with people that do, just because I think it's good to surround yourself with successful people. And it's crazy, man, how much money these guys make off these cars. I mean, they drive them for like 6 months and they make like 30 grand on them. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Exotic cars, how in demand they are. And I wish I was in that game, of course, but I'm not. And that's okay. I'm okay with not having the exotic car. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on our regular stream here. So why not income ETFs, which gives you... income ETFs is a stock, right? ETF that's in the stock market. So again, that's where else are you going to put your money besides stocks, right? That's a stock. ETF on the stock market. So let's go ahead and do chip stocks. Nvidia. Let's get started here. So we have a 4-hour chart here, right? Wow, this looks really good, man. Look at this 4-hour chart. Just an absolutely beautiful hold here at 295. It's held here for a few weeks now. Thank you, Mick. Mick, tip to the dealer. Yeah, let me. What do the dealers do? They like bang the chip. What do I have? Yeah. They put it in the little thing. Thanks, Mick. Appreciate that, buddy. So 295 hold on Nvidia, very nice. Has been holding here for quite a while. Really like it. And pushing higher. I think you just watch previous all-time highs, guys. There probably will be some resistance in this area. I would assume, there might be some warrant to selling this into this push a little bit. I would want to hold a little bit. But there might be some warrant to selling into the strength and then maybe letting one ride. But I would definitely expect resistance in this area, right? 327s, 226s. I would expect a little bit of struggle in there. I would just watch it very carefully, see how Nvidia starts to react as we push into that. But I will say, guys, this was a fantastic consolidation, fantastic hold. Can Nvidia push higher long term? Absolutely. I absolutely believe it can. So I think Nvidia is probably, I'm probably the most bullish on Nvidia out of any stock in the stock market. I think Nvidia just is going to take over. Nvidia is going to be needed for everything. Nvidia will be needed by every company in the future, I think, for how they want to, if companies want to innovate for the future, if they want to change their business models or adjust to the future, they're going to need products that Nvidia gives. So I'm very, very bullish on Nvidia long term. I think this is, if you're in your teens, I think this is the best stock that you should be buying right now. I hope people that are in their teens are watching this. Most likely not, because they're probably not focused on this kind of stuff. I hope you are. If you're here and you're in your teens, congratulations to you. You should be buying stock. You shouldn't be trading, honestly. You should be buying as much stock as you possibly could. This is advice from someone that's 27, about to be 27. I'm 26 right now. I'm relatively young too, right? And I've been buying stocks as much as I can. But if I've been buying stocks since I was in my teens, I would be in even better of a situation than I am now. Buy stock. If you are in your teens, in your low 20s, guys, don't trade. Honestly, like my honest opinion is trade with very little amount of your money. Maybe 20%, 30%. What you should be doing with the lump sum of your money is buying stock in these companies. So I hope you're here. I hope you're buying stock. Don't trade all your money away. I know you want to trade. I know it's sexy. I know it's hot. I know everyone wants to be a trader. But please set yourself up for the long term. I am 70% long term and 30% trading. So you don't need to be a 100% day trader. I know everyone wants to be that. This is real life advice. I buy QQQ. I buy SPY. I buy Apple. I buy Nvidia. I buy Home Depot. I buy what else do I buy? Microsoft, some Tesla. I just buy shares. So buy these shares, sit on them, don't touch them, and I promise you'll be very happy in the long term. So hopefully you like that. Hopefully you take that advice, because there's no better feeling than having a portfolio with just really quality stocks in the long term, and knowing that you can set yourself up. So let's go ahead and continue our live stream. Sorry for another rant, but I think that's very good advice, guys. Don't trade all your money away, please. I really hope you guys have long-term portfolios. So here's Nvidia. I would expect some resistance here at 327. A little bit of resistance, but a really nice move, guys, on the market, or on earnings. It definitely continues long term. I'm definitely looking for continuation. AMD hit new highs this morning, and AMD has been a beast, man. AMD looks even better than Nvidia. Honestly, in the last few days, AMD has just been really nice upside, probably because earnings were out of the way. But AMD is most definitely getting upside momentum because of I really don't even need to say it's not financial advice, because I can almost guarantee you that you would make money in the long term by buying shares. Unless, I'm not going to say, I can't make that bold claim, right? But as long as you're buying good companies, right? Good companies, you're probably going to be okay long term, right? I don't think Apple's going anywhere, guys, right? I don't think Nvidia's going anywhere. So just focus on the good stuff. AMD, new highs this morning. I think it looks great. I would just watch maybe these previous all-time highs as support. maybe around this 153.70s. That's probably where I would be watching. If we go out to here, we can see probably these previous highs in this area. You can also sort of use these previous highs here. You guys can see yesterday's previous highs. That's right in this area, 154.50. So look for those pullbacks. I would look for yesterday's highs pullback. Let me go into the 5-minute chart. Here we go. You guys can see right here. And yeah, so I would look for that pullback right there. If we push higher today, if we pull back, look for yesterday's highs. That this is yesterday's highs. I would look for this pullback. If we get a hold here, 154.50, then I would look for the upside. I will say, guys, I've been using, I don't want to plug this, I don't want to just plug this, but I will say I've been using M1 Finance, and I really like it. For anyone that, I don't know if anyone of you guys use M1 Finance for a long term. I just started this account. I'll show you guys the account. I really like it. It's very hands-off. It's very, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just really like the service. Yeah, I think it's very nice. Here is my account. I'll pull it up for you. Hopefully I don't leak any account numbers here. I would hope not. I don't think there's anything here. So yeah, this is my M1 account. I just started it. I'm putting $500 a week into it. And this is, I'm just going to continue to, I have another long-term portfolio. This is a new one I'm starting. This is going to be a little bit more liquid for me because the long-term portfolio I have right now, guys, sorry we're not getting over too much stuff today. I think this is still valuable information, so I'll try to get through as much as I can today, guys. But I want to talk about, I'd like to break it up a little bit here. So I have a SEP IRA, which is just a long-term account that I can't touch, basically. It's like my IRA that I can't touch. I just invest money into it and just let it sit forever. This one's going to be a little bit more liquid, right? I can actually take money out of this. I can take portfolio loans off this. I can take, I can use margin on this. So I just started this. I've been putting $500 a week in. You guys can see these little jumps. These are $500 intervals. I love it. It's a little bit weird because they only buy in the morning or in the afternoon. It's like you have to choose when they buy everything, but I really don't care. I mean, whatever. I really don't care. So I just picked the stocks. This is my pie. Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD, AbbVie, Coinbase, Caterpillar, Home Depot, Lululemon, and Netflix. I think this is a pretty solid pair. This is 3, 6, 9. This is 11 stocks. I love it. I love it. I like this. I'm not going to over diversify here. I'm very bullish on all these names for multiple reasons that we don't have to go through right now. But it's 11 names. It does it by itself. I don't even need to look at it. I basically forget about it. I hope to forget about it. The difference with a TD account is that you have to buy these stocks yourself. This does not. It buys them yourself, and it weights them. The amount that you want it to weight. So about a 10% weight on these particular 9% weight, 8% weight. It weights them. It invests them automatically. You don't need to actually press buy or sell. It does it by itself. It's great. I just going to continue to hold it. It also has if you sign up for their plus account, if you go, for example, if you use their credit card and you buy something from Home Depot, the cash back you get actually goes towards shares of Home Depot. It's very interesting. It's called, I think it's right here, Spend, the owner's rewards card. So anything you get 10% cash back when you spend with select companies you invest in. So if you're invested in a company and you spend money at them, you get 10% back and it goes back into the shares of the company, which is actually pretty awesome. I think that's sweet. So if you're a big Home Depot guy and you spend a lot of money there, use the M1 card. You get money and it goes into your Home Depot shares. So I know a little bit of a plug for M1. If you guys want to, I'll just go ahead and put my code here. If you want to look at the shares that I have, you can see what companies I own. There's the code right there, guys. So I know this is a little bit of a shameless plug, but I really like this. I'm gonna get my cousin to do it. He just started his full-time job, and I think this is great for young people. So if you guys are young to investing and you don't want to you want to be sort of hands off, I like this a lot. I know a lot of people that use it, and I'm definitely going to continue to put my money into this. So I know off track, but I think very cool and important. So yeah, we got jobless claim. Jobless. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. Nasdaq. Anything on the Nasdaq here? Sorry guys for being a little bit off topic this morning, but I think sometimes covering the long term is a really good idea, and is good to remember sometimes, because a lot of people forget about the long term, man. So let's see. Do we get jobs numbers here? Let's see what the market does off of it. Jobless claims total 268, about as expected. So they're basically as expected. Jobless claims. The code is linked in the chat if you want to check it out. So jobless claims as expected. Let's just go ahead and keep on going, guys, because we're already way behind schedule. So let's go ahead and look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm's been a beast. Unfortunately, I missed this thing. I was spot on about what was going to happen, but I got a little bit too, we talked about this yesterday, I got a little bit too risk off during the last little pullback here. Right here, I was trying to get some risk off in my portfolio. It was a pretty ugly day for my portfolio because I did have some, I obviously have a lot of long-term positions, shares, and options. So I was down a little bit this day. I did take a small profit on Qualcomm, and you can see what's happened now. I would expect strength in all three today. If Qualcomm, AMD, and Nvidia, if Nvidia finds strength, I would expect strength in all three today, guys. All three chip stocks. All right, Baba. Ugly, man. Baba, ugly. Earnings this morning. They cut revenue guidance. That's not good. Profit falls due to loss from equity investments. Yeah, guys, just not good stuff. Not good stuff from Baba this morning. Here's the 4-hour chart. You guys can see we are still very much we're still very much weak here in Baba. So would I be a buyer here? Not yet. It started to look good until it found just an absolute brick wall here at 180. You guys can see resistance. Our support turned into resistance and turned into resistance once again. This earnings does not look great. I would expect maybe some move back down to this 140. That's where I'd probably look to see if it could hold up. So maybe we move back down to this 140 here. But yeah, Baba, I just don't see it as a buy yet, to be honest. Facebook, I'm still holding my Facebook. It made a very nice little inverse head and shoulders here. It did break through 345 yesterday and the day prior, but it just can't really get itself to get above it. So I'm definitely a little bit cautious here. I definitely see the pretty tough resistance at 345. It's finding a very difficult time to get above, right? So you have resistance. Very tough time getting above this 345. Now, I will say it's still very much in an uptrend. It's still finding higher highs and higher lows, which I do like. You guys can see over the last few weeks. So right here, you can see we're definitely making higher lows, which is definitely nice and keeps me somewhat bullish. But I definitely need to be aware of the resistance that it continues to find here at 345. So I'm not going to panic out of this. I still have about a month of time on my contracts, and I still have 2 months on my January. So even if we get this pullback to the uptrend and maybe we get a push higher, I'm still liking Facebook. I still believe that Facebook should be higher than where it is. This is one of the very few tech stocks that is not back at its highs. So I like it. We shall see. But Facebook stalling a little bit. I want to see that 345 break. Netflix. So Netflix hit 700 yesterday. We've been continuing higher very nicely. There's a nice pop in the morning and then a pretty nasty little pullback. Now this pullback, it did hold previous day close. So you guys can see this was the previous day close. We held it pretty well. You guys can see right here. Nice little previous day close on Netflix. So you can see right there. Nice little hold of previous day. And also, if we go to the hourly chart, Enron, here on the, let me go to the daily, or the hourly, I'm sorry. So here on the hourly chart, you are still holding these previous highs as well. So you have this little area at previous highs that I'd like to see hold. If we can push higher and hold these previous highs, I think this is quite bullish. So I think Netflix still definitely could still have more here. You can see if we do a little break and retest, hold those previous highs, and then move higher. I think that could be a possibility. So we'll see what happens. But I like this little break. I want to see this 688 level hold. 687, 688. That would be a nice hold. And then after that, maybe highs of around 691 could be resistance. But let's see the 688, 687 hold here on Netflix. Boeing. So Boeing, I like this little hold that Boeing has, right? So you guys can see right here. You guys see 227. See this previous high here, and then see where we found support. I sort of like this. Boeing had a break and then a retest. 227. You guys can see that right here. 227. Push higher, pull back, hold the 227, and start to push higher. So does Boeing still have some momentum here? I would say maybe, yeah. I sort of like this actually. This is sort of a textbook little uptrend that we're starting to form here on Boeing. Long term, I don't love Boeing. If you zoom out, obviously this does look nowhere near as good, right? This is a big downtrend, but this is the first time that Boeing has made. This is the first time that Boeing has made a higher high, right? So one here. This is a higher high, guys. This is the first higher high that Boeing has made in almost a year. So does this amount to something? I don't know yet, guys. Don't quote me on thinking this goes up, but this is definitely interesting in my opinion. So this is the 4-hour chart. You have a little bit of an uptrend forming, and I like the hold that we saw at 227. So can Boeing continue? We shall see. But if it does, I would be watching just these previous highs, guys. So 240s and then 250s. These look to be resistance levels. But I'm very surprised to see Boeing actually somewhat holding up. But yeah, Boeing, I will say, guys, Boeing is a very hard stock to trade. It definitely does not like to hold up. So we'll see. But if this thing starts to recover, maybe it changes. But yeah, guys, I understand why you would hate Boeing. That's definitely a little bit of a. I don't know. We'll see, Mr. TNT. I mean, I'm not going to go blind to an opportunity, right? Just because it's Boeing, I'm not going to just be like, oh, I don't trade Boeing. I haven't really liked trading Boeing in the past because it's just been in a downtrend. But if this thing starts to make a turn, right? I don't know. Does it start to make a turn? Here's the weekly chart. I mean, I'm not sure if we're ready just yet, but I will say, maybe there's a turning point, right? There's always going to be a turning point on stocks, right? So is this a little bit of a turning point? It could be. It very well could be. Could we get another move like we did here? This was 68%. This was 45%. So 45% brings you up to 290, 300. 68% brings you back to COVID levels. So I don't know, guys. I'm just here showing you guys the charts. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a genius. I can't tell the future. But I will say that there is potential opportunity on Boeing in the future. There's definitely a potential for upside on this stock. If they get their stuff together, if the market favors airlines, if the market starts to favor Boeing, there could be opportunity. So you don't want to just turn a blind eye to it. That's never a good idea. Spotify. So I like this little area on spot. I'm going to be watching it. You guys can see right here, this 260 level. You guys see, yeah, 25% out of the game. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. The new traders, it's all about staying in the game. I talk about this every day in my Discord. It's about staying in the game. It doesn't even matter if you're making money, guys. Stay in the game, learn. How do you learn if you get taken out of the game so fast? This is, I think, the one thing that people don't understand is, and I talk about this a lot, so you probably already heard me talk about this, but if you want to learn how to trade, you need experience in the market. How do you gain experience in the market if you're not in the market? How do you gain experience trading the market if you aren't in the market for multiple years? Multiple years, not multiple days, not multiple weeks, multiple years. If you are trading in the market for multiple years, you need to have some sense of risk management, or you're just keep on funding yourself and you keep on losing money. Hopefully you're not doing that. But you need to be on the market. You need to gain experience. How do you gain experience in the market if you are not here trading every day? You have to be focusing on risk management. You need to be here. You need to be able to show up. You need to survive to learn. So it's more about survival than anything. Survive. You don't need to make millions of dollars, guys. My goal right now, I'm surviving. I'm making a good amount. I think I'm up like 15 grand this year. It's not, I'm not a millionaire, guys. It doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm surviving. I'm making money. I'm enjoying myself. I'm learning. And when I'm 40, 50, maybe I can do this on a much larger scale, right? Maybe I can make $500,000 a year. Maybe I can make $1 million a year. Who knows? But survive. You're young or old, I don't know. But if you're young and you're trying to learn this, survive, stay in the market, learn, educate yourself. I educate myself every day, guys. Me doing this, I'm educating myself. This helps me more than anything, honestly. So focus on this stuff. Don't get blinded by trying to make millions of dollars. Wear Lambo. Stop thinking about that stuff, man. Stop thinking about that stuff. Focus, humble yourself. That's what you need if you're having trouble. Shopify. I see all these people they judge trading people on how much money they make. It's just such BS. You don't need to show off. You need to make a certain amount to do well, right? It's not what it's about. It's about learning. So hourly chart, Shopify. Hopefully you guys can live by these things. This has changed my trading, just like calming down and learning more than anything than just trying to come out here and try to make millions of dollars. Diana, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's just a real live stream, just people talking. But anyway, Shopify, nice little 16,350. I like it. 16,350 or 1635. I'm sorry. So you guys can see right here, little triple bottom. I love it. I want to see if Shop can push off of it. I think it probably can. Let's see. So let's see if Shop can push. I know Shop's a tough one, guys. Not for the faint of heart. But if Shop can push higher, then I think this can be a very nice move. So I would watch Shop here at this triple bottom today. Finally, Apple. Nice little breakout on Apple yesterday. If we go to the daily chart, we can see this thing finally made a very nice move. I'm just a big share purchaser of Apple, guys. I don't trade options on this name, so I would just continue to buy shares here. That's my recommendation. You come here for my recommendations. That's my recommendation. You don't need an expiration date on Apple, guys. Stop putting expiration dates on Apple. Buy shares. That's what I would say. Stop putting expiration dates on Apple. Expiration date is death. That's what we say in the Discord chat. My expiration date on Apple is death. Actually, maybe not even that. I pass it along to my family, right? So, yeah. Apple, love it. I think Apple continues to go higher for a very long time. Jeremy, if this is your first time here, you know that's not usually how it is. So this is just a day that I felt like talking about some other stuff. So if you want to come to my streams, you're going to see multiple things. But usually it's technicals. But today I wanted to feel like talking about some stuff. So if you don't like it, you don't need to be here, right? That's the beauty of YouTube. Just click off the channel. Don't need to be here. I'm not making you be here. So Upstart. I don't think there's much hope on Upstart. Someone said Upstart, any hope? I would only look for Upstart if it goes above this level here, right here around 270. I need to see Upstart above 270 before I think there's any upside. So that's what I would say. Right here, 270. I need to see a push above that level. So that's what I want to see on Upstart. Roblox. Insane, man. The problem I had with Roblox is I just never trusted it. I never trusted Roblox, and this was my own fault. I was never a truster of Roblox. I don't know why, and I really take it back. And I really am upset with myself for not trusting it. This was a name I just didn't have. I had problem trusting, and it's wrong of me. I should have. And Roblox is a great company, but when I watched the intraday price action on Roblox, it was always tough to catch. So I stayed away, and I missed out. So congratulations to anyone that caught this. This is an awesome move. If we go to the 5-minute chart, this thing has held beautifully. And not only that, if you look at this 103, let's look at this. Look at this. You guys see this green area here on the daily? 103, 104. If I go to the 15-minute chart, look at how well it held that level. Look at that green area here. Look at this hold at 103, 104. That is a giveaway right there. That's beautiful. So that hold right here, you guys see that? See how it held 104? See the 4 hour? See how look at that 104 level. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. And there it goes. Look at that. So at this point, guys, I wait for pullbacks. I'm not someone that's going to buy this at highs, so I'm looking at either 125.50s right there, or I'm looking at 120s. Those are the pullbacks I want to see. 125.50 or 120. If I see those pullbacks, then maybe I'm interested. That is yesterday's highs, and this is Tuesday's highs. So I'm just watching those previous highs for opportunity. Race, exotic cars. What is race? Ferrari? Is this Ferrari stock? I never even traded Ferrari stock. Yeah, it is Ferrari stock, huh? Wow. So they had earnings, it looks like. So overweight price ratings. Yeah. I mean, nice upside on Ferrari. Maybe this pullback here. I'm not someone that likes to chase these moves. If you go down to these smaller term time frames, so we can see maybe back down to these lows here, 257.50s. Maybe these lows here, 253s. I would watch these pullbacks. I'm not really someone that likes to just buy the high. So I want to see some kind of structure build here. So I'd like to see maybe this 257.50s or 230 or 253.70, this area or this area. I'd like to see it try to, pull back and bounce off those levels. That's what I'd like to see. So that's race. Intel, INTC. Let's quickly go over these because we have a lot. Holy crap, you guys blew this up today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all these. Intel. So Intel rejected right off this level, guys. I mean, this is a clean rejection. I wouldn't look for upside right now. Look at that rejection. Rejection right here. This was previous support. It turned into resistance. I wouldn't look for upside. Fedex. Fedex filled the gap. Very nice. What does it do now? That's a very big question. So I would want to see it hold support right here. Right where it's at right now. I want to see it hold there. I want to see it hold this previous gap. I don't want to see it get back into that gap. So I want to see Fedex hold here and bounce off this 248. We got to go quick, guys. Lowe's. I didn't realize that it gave up this move yesterday. That's pretty nasty. So daily chart on Lowe's, just very extended. I'd want to see it back. Honestly, I'd probably want to see it back at 231. I don't know if we're going to get that, but that would be the only place I'd feel comfortable trading Lowe's. Back at 231. I need to see a pullback there. Ulta. Daily chart on Ulta. Looks like it's having a little bit of trouble here and a little bit of this triple top. So This is tough for me to say it here at Ulta. Little triple top there. The only support that I would trust would probably be this uptrend. So you have this uptrend that's held very nicely. I would watch that uptrend, and I would also watch maybe these previous highs. But this is a little bit of a tough one, guys. You have a few previous highs in this level, around this 386. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be very careful up here. This looks like a little bit of a triple top. I'd want to see some kind of formation build here. So Ulta is also a pretty difficult mover. Affirm. I love the Affirm hold that's been holding. I don't know how long it continues to hold. I'll go to the 4 hour. You guys can see this hold has been pretty nice. So until I start to see Affirm move off this level, I'm probably not going to touch it. I want to see it at least start to move off this level or come back down to this 131. Those are the two levels I'm watching on Affirm right here. 148.50 or 131. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm doing two more. I'll do Oracle and Adobe, and I got to get out of here. So Oracle, I already talked about this one, right? I want to see this thing back at 91. I need to see it back at 92, guys, for me personally. I want to see it back at 92 until I'm bullish. And then Adobe. Adobe's nice. Look at this little retest here that it just did. I missed it. So you guys can see, look at the retest that it just did. Went up, pulled back, retest. That's very nice. These are the retests that you want to trade off of. So is it a good buy now? I would have rather bought it here off this 640. Maybe it finds a little resistance here at all-time highs. Look for an all-time high breakout. If it does do an all-time high breakout, look again for the retest. I would rather be trading on the retest, guys. The hard part is finding the stock as it comes back to the retest. That's where I think is the best thing to trade. You want to try to find these stocks as they come back to the retest, not when they're midway through the move, right? So trying to find the retest levels, trying to trade them off the retests, that's what I would focus on, guys. All right. If you guys could, before you head out, please press the like button. It helps out the stream a lot. I'm sorry for some of the rants today. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm feeling better. So I wanted to go a little outside the box. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Sometimes you got to spice up the live streams a little bit. Maybe get people talking. Get people to come hang out. So thank you guys for being here. Please press the like button. Let's get to 600. It seems like we've been getting to 600. So 600 likes. That'd be awesome. Subscribe if you're new. If you didn't like the live stream, I apologize. YouTube, there's many other people streaming. So hopefully you guys find some value here in our little area of YouTube. If you do, thank you for the support. And with that, I will say goodbye. Hopefully you have a good trading day. Watch for the chip stocks. That will be my main watch today. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a great day.